Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a fantastic end of your week. This is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video about some news that is dropping in the Raid community about the next Fragment event champion, and it is going to be the legendary version of Elhain, the High Elf rare archer starting champion. So I have not looked at the kit yet. We're gonna first live react on to the kit here. I haven't read anything. We're gonna see what the first kind of initial thoughts are and what I think of her as a champion before it launches next week, exactly 7 days from now. And we will go over the 10x and the events and Kale's path and the different offers in the game, so you are all prepped heading into the weekend. Let's get into it. Alrighty, now first of all, absolutely love the design and the aesthetic. Raid usually 90% of the time knocks it out of the park with the aesthetics, but this legendary form of Elhain looks absolutely amazing. Love the bow, love everything about the aesthetic here for the legendary version of Elhain, but hopefully let's see the kit and hopefully there's a reason to be hyped up about her. So okay, let's pull it up. Okay, we've got a void, not magic. Okay, interesting. And then we've got attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit transfers a random debuff from this champion on the target. Okay, this can book to a 3-turn cooldown right here. And it's an AoE, damage increased by 10% for each debuff on the target. Resets the cooldown of the A3, which can book to a 4-turn cooldown. If kills an enemy. Okay, could be good for snowballing. So since she's going to be a damage dealer, we're going to need to know the multipliers for sure before we can get like a final grade. But the A3 here is attack 1 enemy, ignores ally protection, strengthen, and shield, and grants an extra turn if we kill an enemy. Okay, so you've got both of these things, like resetting cooldown and granting extra turn. Could be a fun kind of snowball loop there. Passive, immune to decreased attack debuffs. Inflict 20% more damage against bosses, against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack. Okay, that could scale well with good multipliers. And then increase ally attack in all battles by 30%. Okay. My general overall first gut reaction is slightly underwhelmed, maybe. I was hoping for like a new, fun, interesting, crazy mechanic. I'm not really seeing that. I'm just seeing a decent damage dealer with some snowball potential, but I don't see anything like truly, wildly block revive, some sort of Mortal Macabre type of scaling ability or like actual impact on a battlefield. There's no like AoE cleanse or AoE buff strip or anything that, so okay, she's gonna have to hit really hard. She's gonna have to do really good multipliers in order to get value and be hyped up. So hopefully Plarium's gonna give us a test server pretty soon and we can get the multipliers ASAP so that we can get her on the tier list and really get some final grades on her. I'm gonna put a poll over on the community tab giving you a few choices on what you think of Supreme Elhain. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you feel about her kit. Obviously, that's all we can go off of right now. We're not gonna be able to grade her perfectly until we can actually test her and see the multipliers, but in terms of the kit, I'll throw up a poll and see what you think. But then let's see what Plarium says about the legendary Elhain and see if we agree. So March 10th, yep, it's going to be anniversary champion fragment event, new champion. I love how every single thing is an anniversary event. For like year-round Plarium's doing anniversary events. I love it. Okay, so Supreme Elhain will be a PvP, or that's debatable. Okay, like if they're saying that, she better hit real hard. With mechanics that can counter some parts of the current arena meta. Yeah, they must mean like ignoring shield. Okay. With the A1, she attacks one enemy 2 times and transferring a debuff. The A2 attacks all enemies, increase her damage for each debuff. So just pair her with the champion who places debuffs to get the maximum damage. However, you should watch out for the polymorph. Yeah, polymorph is running absolute roughshod in the arena, and a lot of the player bases wanted an adjustment to that, but it looks like that's not going to happen. If an enemy is killed with the skill, resets the cooldown of the A3. Yep. With the help of A3, she attacks one enemy, ignoring, the shield and stuff, and gets extra turn if she kills an enemy. Thus, Supreme Elhain can counter the bolster set. That is true if she hits hard, yeah. Ally protection of such champs as Nekarit, yep. Ursaga, Kyoku, yep, okay. And then Supreme Elhain's passive, it makes her immune to decreased attack debuffs, therefore such high arena tier champions like Necrit and Mighty Uko. Harima won't be able to do it. Also deals 20%. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that she could have an interesting role in the game as long as the multipliers are good. I've been giving them feedback for years that we need the multipliers because we don't know. Going into a fusion, like just seeing the layout of the champion, we don't know. She could either be really good or she could be complete trash solely based on the multipliers and like her base attack and how well she's going to scale with gear and buffs and all that. So anyway, I guess we'll have to kind of go off of the kit being decent with some damage dealing potential until we can test her and know the multipliers. And as we dive into some of the in-game stuff, I did want to let you know about some other news that Plarium is actually looking for moderators. They've got this mod entry form right here. If any of you are watching are interested in being part of the Raid Shadow Legends moderator community, that is on the official Raid Shadow Legends Discord server to fill out a form to be considered for being a moderator in Raid. And it looks like this current iteration of incoming moderators is going to be applying for a Discord moderator position there on the official Raid Shadow Legends server. I will try to remember to provide a link to that server down below in the show notes so that you can navigate quickly if you would be interested in submitting this form to apply for the position. So then for the stuff happening actually in-game, this weekend is going to be what they are calling an increased speed 10x. Now, a lot of these champions are really solid. We've got some really good epics and obviously some really good legendaries. Tuanarik is a really good Void legendary. Lady Kimmy, Nekmathar, Teodor, all really good legendaries that would be a great addition to your account for things like the Hydra and all sorts of utility that they bring. But I don't think 10x events are it anymore. 10x events, I can tell by some polling and stuff that I've done within the community, are by far the least hyped up things that players want to do, and especially when it's not going to be double dipping with anything like a fragment champion chase or a CVC or a 2x. Like typically you have to pair a 10x with something else going on, unless it's for like an Acrisia or some absolute god to your champion that literally everybody immediately wants. And you know, I just don't see this 10x this weekend being super hyped to get after. And then also keep in mind we're probably going to be getting a guaranteed ancient event at some point. Somebody was giving me a hard time in the comment section about how I've been saying there's going to be a guaranteed ancient event coming for like a month now, and that's true. But in my defense, this is the longest we've ever gone without a guaranteed ancient event, and our last how many events have been void, so it's got to be coming at some point down the road. So I'm gonna have to keep saying it in my wrap-up videos, like, hey, make sure you keep in mind there's got to be an ancient event coming some point soon. So sorry if I'm berating that point, but it is really weird that it's been this long. There really isn't anything super necessary to go over in the events tab. Your classic arena takedown is just normal stuff. Your dragon tournament, I made sure to at least scoop up the coins over here on the right side and try to get a little bit of speed gear. And then the ice golem is going to be starting tomorrow as part of Kale's path, which is going to be the next thing. We can't pull this up yet, but given how they've done these events, I expect it to be pretty meh. But the summon rush here is going to be a thing coinciding with the 10x. If you are actually pulling this weekend for the 10x, you'll be able to scoop up some of the normal kind of summon rush type stuff there on that event. Also, heading into the weekend, you've only got a couple days left to get the Forge quest quests done, or Forge Pass quests done. And there were a couple interesting ones that were a little bit tricky here, like win 50 dungeon battles with 5 champions of the same affinity. And there's some special things to kind of take note of over the next couple days if you're trying to make sure that you get the Forge Pass done. Now let's head into the shop and see if there's anything really worth discussing and plugging in on the Sacred Power Pack here. Yeah, the sad thing is this is actually a good price for Sacreds based on what they typically do, but the purchase limit of 2 tells me that it's not a good offer. It'd be something like this in terms of like one of the better routes to go, but $50 for 2 Sacreds and a little bit of energy is just not going to cut it. This would need to be like $25 or something. So okay, and then the Soulstone pack looks like we're kind of back to those normal prices on the Soulstones. Like in terms of high spenders, this Soulstone pack might be something they're interested in, but for you low to mid spenders, this isn't quite gonna cut it. The string pack, 20 ancients, 2 sacreds. Yeah, this is one of those where, again, it could be decent for the really high spenders, but this is not going to be good in the overall scheme of value. And then lifesteal. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, nothing that I'm really interested in plugging in and showing you that there's better than average value. So alrighty, remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. And like I said earlier, let me know down below what you think of the legendary version of Elhain. And over on the community tab of the channel here, I will put out a poll so you can make your voice heard. And then I'll talk about that in future videos to try and get a grasp about how the community is getting a first impression on Elhain. And that's going to be starting exactly 1 week from now. We'll be getting the Fragment Event Champion, coinciding with what's probably going to be 2x Sacred Shards. Next weekend, there'll be some sort of Champion Chase, Summon Rush type thing that will double dip with Elhain's Fragments. So prepare your Sacreds accordingly for the 2x event that double dips with Elhain next weekend. And yeah, I hope you are all having a fantastic Friday. I will see you soon in the next video. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Peace.